What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to bring you a little bit updated review on my Lenovo. This is the Thinkpad P1. This is the Gen 2. This is their 15-inch basically MacBook Pro or Dell XPS 15 equivalent type system. This is more your workstation class with the ThinkPad, but I've had it for a couple months now. I've already did a review on it, but I kind of want to give an update on it because I've had it for a couple more months, so it'll give a better idea of if this is going to be right for you, not right for you, and kind of go from there. The first thing I want to mention is that I think I paid around $1,500 for this, so that's generally about what you'll pay roughly for an equivalent type system. They do go on sale frequently, so if it's $2,000, definitely do not pay that. Wait till it goes on sale, or you can get it through the outlet. So the first thing is I actually traveled with it a little bit now. I do like the power brick is actually fairly small, so it's a very teeny tiny power brick, which you can see here. Hopefully it zooms in on that, but 135 watts, so it is fast charging. I have noticed that it actually doesn't charge it that fast, so that is one thing, is that it doesn't seem that it is fast charging as, let's say, my Lenovo T480, 470 that I had in the past, but it charges adequate, and the power brick is very tiny, very small, very light, so it's easy to actually carry that around and go with it. So this has the Dolby Atmos, the 1080p screen. It's vibrant, super color accurate. It's one of the better screens out there. It is not touch, so there's no touch screen there. It gets plenty bright, so as you can see there, it gets, I think it's 500 nits is what it's rated at, so it's definitely bright screen. I do not recommend getting the 4K screen for this. I think this Atmos 1080p one works just fine, as you can see there. And it's pretty color accurate. You could, calibrate it yourself and get a little bit more accuracy out of it, but overall I think it's an excellent monitor or display. The reason why I got that is for battery life. The 4K panel on this, I think people are getting like 3 or 4 hours of battery life, so I am still getting, it says 4 hours right now, but I usually can get anywhere between 5 and 8 hours. Why such a large range? Well, anytime you open something like Lightroom or Photoshop or Premiere Pro to do any type of editing, obviously it's going to take your battery down a little bit. For some reason, the Adobe apps just drain your battery life, but you can easily get 7-8 hours out of this if you really push it. Just your general casual use, Word, Excel, even doing some light gaming like some Hearthstone or something that's not too demanding won't actually drain the battery life that much. There was one time I got 4 hours, but I had Lightroom and Adobe Premiere open, and I did edit one video in that. So if you're going to use the CPU and use the GPU, you will notice that the battery life will drop a little bit. So one negative about this is that the speakers still aren't great. They actually are downward facing, so you can see right there, hopefully they don't sound great. And if you have this on your lap, you almost can't hear them. Maybe you can turn it up to 50, 60, 70 volume. They're just not very good speakers. I wish they were at the top here, which I think some of Lenovo's newer laptops, like I believe they're T490, some of their newer laptops actually have the speakers on the top. So the speakers I'm really disappointed in. I almost never use headphones with this, but yeah, that's one thing that I actually noticed. The other small little gripe with it is that this thing looks disgusting after using it. I usually clean it more frequently. It's been about 2 weeks since I've cleaned it, and I'll get you some footage of it up, but it's disgusting. This thing picks up fingerprints and all kinds of just dust, and it's not going to look as pretty as an all aluminum MacBook Pro. Or even with the Dell XPS 15, I felt like when I had that, it held up a little bit better. It's not that it's not built well, it just attracts fingerprints and all kinds of gook. I do use this outside some and in the kitchen. I mean, it's a ThinkPad work class system, so I treat it like that. But be prepared to wipe this off pretty frequently if you want it to look good. And you can see here, even on the back, there's all kinds of little spots on it. That may be from dusting. I just dusted around it and picked it up and dusted underneath it. But overall, it's just, you could just tell it's going to attract all kinds of fingerprints and not look very good. Performance-wise, it's actually performed great. I just edited a small video on it and I didn't have any problems. It runs fairly cool even in the warm months. I didn't find that it got too hot. And if we just take a look at what the temperature is here. Pull this up and kind of show you guys what the temperature is, but it does not get very warm. The fans almost never turn on unless you're actually using it, which is nice. It says it's running at about 59 degrees for the, oh, that's the max. So it's running about, idling about 35 to 40 degrees Celsius. So it runs very cool, even on hot days when you have it on your lap, you don't really notice it. The fans aren't even on, so it has a pretty decent cooling system. Obviously, when you're doing any type of photo or video editing, it will kick up a little bit, but not very much. I mean, I didn't notice any type of, increase in temperature all that much. It'll run between 60 and 80, sometimes 85 degrees, depending on how you push it. So that's it. It's had a couple Windows updates, which have stabilized Windows a little bit. I don't have any issues with Windows, so I haven't had any problems there. No crashing. I've updated the BIOS as I needed to. Haven't had any issues there. I did take it off because I am going to look into upgrading to get some more RAM in this because it only has 1 DIMM in it. It's really recommended to have 2. Easy to get into, easy to maintenance. You can throw another NVMe SSD drive in here because it has 2 slots. So that's something that I really like. So I have some storage capability. One more gripe here before we finish up, and that is that the Windows Hello it just doesn't work that well on this system. I'm not really sure why, because I previously had a Dell XPS 15 a while ago and it worked phenomenal there. I don't know if I don't have it set up right or my lighting's all messed up, but it very rarely unlocks my face the first time, and sometimes it doesn't even do it at all. Same thing with the fingerprint reader. It just isn't as good as my wife has a 13-inch MacBook Pro. It's not as good as that, so a lot of times I end up having to type my password in anyways, but it works from time to time. It works enough for me. It's not that big of an annoyance. The only annoyance with this, and it's something that doesn't bother me but may bother some people, is just how dirty it gets just from your fingerprints and general use. That may be something that some people may not like. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave it below. Excellent keyboard. Again, if you're familiar with ThinkPads, they have great keyboards, and it's fairly robust. You could spill a little bit of water on it, which I haven't done yet, but I have on my past ones, because it does have a spill-proof type keyboard. Basically what it does is it just drains to the bottom. There's holes in it that it actually drains through, but mouse pad, everything is okay. It's not great. It's not a MacBook Pro, but it's better than what they used to be. So that's it. That's my quick general update. Still really happy with this, especially for the $1,500 I paid for it. I think it's got a 4-core processor, I believe. Nope, 6-core. 6-core processor, 512 gigabyte storage. It may have 1 terabyte. I actually do not know. I never store much of anything on here. I've usually put it on my desktop. But you can get good deals on these, especially if you shop through the outlet. I've seen them for $1,000 before if you're okay with the refurbished unit. So check that out. That's it, guys. I've rambled on long enough. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of the weekend, and I'll see you guys next time.